Alright, it's been a while since I've done one of these videos where I talk over a game and give my thought process, but I got a comment and it popped up on my phone and it said something like, "You haven't done this in a while and times are tough for Striker, so can you please give your thought process on some games?" And it did feel kinda bad since I actually haven't really posted one of these in a while, so I'm just gonna do that now. Now the unfortunate thing here is that Maliss combos usually take a while, so unfortunately I'm just gonna have to, you know, talk in the meantime while I wait for this. I like having some sound on. So here you see some guy starting with his Gold Stark. Now I'm honestly not going to pay attention to this. Usually I pay attention to people's combos, but it doesn't matter. They draw like 3 cards and I can just scroll through the log to see where their trap is set. Oh no, a Steam message. I have to turn the Steam sounds off or they'll keep popping up in the video. How do I do that? Alright, anyway, very professional, I know. But as you can see, this guy is doing his Maliss combo. It's not the Apollo version, at least I think, right? Because he didn't start with, oh, it is the Apollo version, so he's not Cyber locking himself. I don't remember what happened this game, but I remember thinking it was really hard to win. But yeah, if I'm being completely honest, I don't really think you ever beat Maliss as Striker without them doing some like horrendous misplays. Like, it has to be really egregious in what they're doing, and the only way you ever win without them misplaying is either by drawing like Iron Wall or Lancia after you break their board, and then you have to do something like you have to also not get drolled. I don't think Max C matters as much because make sure the Max C will let them draw into droll, I mean, but I'd much rather get Max C'd by Maliss than drolled, because like at least you can play under Max C, and it doesn't really matter because like if you can get to the Iron Wall, it doesn't matter how many cards they draw, they can't win under Iron Wall. But as you can see, I luckily have Iron Wall in my hand, but this hand is kinda awful. Like, it doesn't break a board. So, and I think when you get, oh, my draw for turn is area 0, it plays into droll, pretty awful, but when you get a hand like this, you have to make it seem like your hand is like way better than it is, and if you can't make it seem like that, you're never gonna win. Because like in this situation, what does he even have set and where? He has GWC in the middle, and I don't have a back row wipe, and I don't know anything else. He has MTP in the deck or set, so that's gonna pop up in any moment. Now, I start with multi-roll because I want him to use this. I don't really think there's anything I can do about it, because like I honestly don't have plays. He can stop all of them with what he has. So I go this. Now, as much as I love Ego Booster, it's not doing anything here. It's not gonna win me the game, so I target it with area 0 and I get a Shark Cannon. Now, it's really lucky that I got this Shark Cannon. It's probably the only card in my deck that could let me win this game because of how it plays out. But at the time I was thinking, my god, this is one of the worst possible cards I can get off area 0. And as you can see, he drolls me right after, which is honestly to be expected. They just draw so many cards. This guy doesn't even have like the insane start. I think he like drew into some unfortunate cards, so he doesn't have like 6 cards in hand like every other one of these people that play this deck. So either way, I finally get him to use his allied code talker. Now, in this situation, I'm not getting more spells into rotation, aside from like Hayate, and this thing is here, and I'm never getting rid of that. So I can't let him banish this. I have to chain linkage and hope that it somehow goes through. And it does. I guess he might not have MTP set. Oh, he can't MTP because he drolled me. I forgot, but yeah. That's like the one upside. So I have to add this back. And he chains Apollo, I chain Widow, he changed GWC. Now it was very important that I got it back before the GWC came out, or for the GWC Revive White Binder, because like he could banish my stuff here and then I would be completely out of the game. But Apollo is neutralized and now he goes this nonsense. Now, he only banishes 2 here. He should have banished something from my grave. I guess he doesn't know how Striker plays, but you can't really like say a replay is bad because the opponent, like he's not even bad, he's just, I guess he doesn't know the matchup. But yeah, he either way, he targets the White Rabbit and the Heart Cryptor. So at this point I'm thinking, if this ever touches the board I lose, so I have to like try to revive it, which is really unfortunate because I don't have this on the board to get like an extra spell in the end phase. I would have much rather had multi-roll on the board, but he like shotgunned. And I guess that's smart because he knows that's one less spell for multi-roll to reset. But either way, I get really lucky, and for some reason like he somehow doesn't have a impulse set to stop my shark cannon. So I steal the queen, and he does his White Rabbit nonsense, and he sets MTP. He can't use it because there is a Droll active, but now this is where it gets really hard. I activate multi-roll, I target the area 0, send it. Now I summon Rose. Now, I could have summoned Ray, but if you summon Ray, it's basically like saying, hey look, I have this floater here for when you get rid of my Kagari. But when you summon Rose, it's like saying, if I get rid of this, I get to summon Rose back, negate something, and also extend. So like you could summon Ray, but at this point I consider the game lost. And if I summon Ray, which is like a defensive play, it's just like, why am I playing defensively in a game I know I lost? I might as well just go for the Rose, which is the offensive play, and hope it somehow works out. Because at this point, if Rose gets, if I somehow get rid of this, Rose comes back, and it might give me the extension I need to win. So what I do next is Zeke. Now I just needed a dark to go with Rose because I need because this shit is here. Like I can't even attack his other stuff. I have to swing into the White Binder. And at this point he should realize, well, I'll just continue. So I get rid of the White Binder. I mean, not the White Binder, the White Rabbit. And now I go into Azalea. Now, I could pop any of the back row. I know that I know this is MTP, I don't know what these are. But what I do here is I go for the field spell. Because assuming I summoned Rose and he read her like a normal person would, he should know that Azalea swings into the Code Talker guy. This dies, Rose triggers, she comes out of grave, and then I can do some other stuff. Well, what other stuff I can do? I don't know. Maybe he thinks I played like Dark or Access Code and I could start blowing his shit up. But I choose not to guess on the back row and go for what this is, to like make it look like I have a predetermined plan I want to go for, and if he wants it to work, he's gonna have to interrupt it. And it does work out. He has Maliss in the mirror set. Now I don't remember if he added that. I probably should have checked the log, but I was hoping it's either that or imperm. So he protects his Maliss in Underground, which protects his board basically, and the White Binder comes back. Now there was loads of stuff I could have done there, but I think this is the only line that ever wins, because you have to like really fake it to make it look like you have a way to win. So I go Hayate. Now this says your opponent's monsters can only target a Maliss Link monster for an attack, which means I have to attack this. If you have Eagle Booster, you can actually bypass that and attack directly, but you know, I sent Eagle Booster and I wouldn't want to do that anyway. So I crash into this thing. I send Ray. I didn't do that earlier, by the way, because if I did that earlier, it was like what I already said, where I wouldn't have the Rose to influence his line of thinking to protect his ally Code Talker. And the Ray comes back, And thank God his other set isn't called by. And I go into engage 0, and I get to wipe the board. And then I go Rose. Now at this point, he can't add anything, he can't MTP, this is just some random unknown card. And I don't think there's anything he can do unless he plays like, what do you call it, Nightmare Phoenix or Duster or some shit. But either way, it goes to his turn. I flip the Iron Wall, just like a good Yu-Gi-Oh player. I flip my Floodgate, he summons his White Rabbit, and he concedes. Because you can just flip Floodgates to win this game. But I hope that one game was helpful. I can go over some more. I don't know if I want to go over this one. It's a Ryzeal game. What was he on? This looks like the standard Ouroboros nonsense. Well, what is this? Oh, I guess this is the turn skip version. I don't remember why I saved this. But I don't think Ryzeal really offers good gameplay. Because it's either you like... I don't even know if I want to sit through a Ryzeal combo. Well, I don't want to sit through a Maliss combo either, but... whatever, I'll do the Maliss game, then if I'm still up for it, I'll review the Ryzeal. I'll review some Ryzeal games. So we're going into another Maliss game. And as you can see, I have the Iron Wall. This is how I obviously win this matchup. But the real thing here is, as you can see, I have 4 cards that lose to Droll. Well, I guess I have 3 cards, because like I can search once, then get Drolled, then lose. If that's a brighter way of looking at it. Now, I'm not even gonna bother commentating this. This is just your standard Maliss nonsense. The thing I don't like about Maliss is that you can misplay so much, and you can play so poorly, and you can still win just because the deck has so much. Like normally I don't really care about combo decks unless they're doing something like hand ripping or floodgating you. Like even, well, I also hate Math Mech because of the Laplacian rip, but you know, it is what it is. And this guy does his nonsense. He ends on his Allied Code Talker and White Binder. Now there are 4 set cards. It would be ideal to draw a Duster, but as you can see, he's like 13 cards deep. He has a max C. Now we'll see what happens. I start off with this because if I get to like my next turn and I get Drolled, I would rather have these 2 engages. There is some argument that I could start off with Desires, but I think if I have Ray and Iron Wall, there's more hope. Like obviously I could try to draw a Ray and a Duster off Desires, or like a Duster and something. But I didn't want my multi-roll banished or some other card I'd need. And as you can see, I don't get Drolled. Now I banish 10, Eagle Booster, multi-roll, unfortunate. This is also unfortunate. This also comes up a lot in this matchup. Like if you put a defense position Typhon to survive the turn. So overall, Desires ruins my deck as usual. I draw a card, I go for Upstart. I draw a Rose, which is like the worst draw possible. And I finally get to Jamming Waves. As you can see, he hasn't used his Allied Code Talker yet. I'm not sure why. I think a Desires was a pretty good point, or the engage with 3 spells on grave, because like you could argue he's misplaying. I'm not sure what he could possibly be saving this for. Maybe a back row wipe, I guess. But at this point, he knows I've added Widow and Jamming Waves, so I guess he's gonna try to do this before something bad happens. So he summons the Queen back. I go for a random back row. He tries to negate it. I try to negate that. Now, normally I wouldn't care, but I really need this gun if I want to flip my Iron Wall and win. So I didn't need to chain this, but I technically needed to chain it for like a completely different reason. So, and I'm lucky because it forces out the MTP, which is gonna make him banish his own guy. So that's like misleading the opponent a little, and you have to do that whenever possible. And I go for draw 2. Now, I'm gonna be honest, with talents, I almost always, I think like 95% of the time, click draw 2. It's very rare for me to click something else, just because I think whatever I'm drawing is usually more impactful than getting rid of something in their hand or taking one of their dudes, unless it's like something like a terahertz running something over for game. And I get rewarded because I draw a super poly, and what did I draw? Super poly and another widow. Now, he hasn't used his Heart Scriptor yet, and I haven't given him a max C draw, but I set 4 and I go to end phase, and he didn't use his White Rabbit. I don't even remember if he had one in hand. Not White Rabbit, what is it, March Hare. I don't remember if he had one in hand, but I felt it in his soul. I knew he's the type of person who would wait until end phase if he sees 4 back row to use his Heart Scriptor. And at that moment, I go to the end phase. Notice I keep this in hand and the droplet. I'm not setting those because I'm just better than this guy. And he activates his thing, and I steal it. And now I send it with the droplet because it's just that easy. And now he doesn't have anything to chain, because this is gone. It would be able to stop my Iron Wall, but you know, I just had to show him how it's done. And I flip the Iron Wall and it's pretty much over. And I even bait out the Impulse here. I don't know why he chained, but whatever. I do that, I steal his White Binder, goes into a Lingerivo. I think it's pretty much over at this point. And now I draw the Super Poly, ditch the Super Poly, summon Garura. Rose comes back because that was in the EMZ, you don't have to worry about call by or anything. And he just gives up because he knows it's over. And I think you can't always, what do you call it? You can't always hope for things to go well. And against Maliss, it's usually getting lucky. But I think at times like that, where, you know, it's basically calling him out on the end phase, like saying, I know what you're gonna do with Heart Scriptor. I'm keeping my Widow and Droplet in hand because I know exactly how this will play out. And it did work out. Sometimes people, you know, they're just easy to read. Now, I wonder, 41 cards. It's playing Bistros. I personally think these are kind of bad. But, oh my god, he's even playing this in terahertz. So this guy's on a really bad list. I'm not even sure if I should show this, but let's start. Alright, now, I don't really care about the Maliss cutscene, so I'm just gonna talk about something else. Let me see. I should probably open EDO Pro while this cutscene is happening. So, will it show up? Alright, there it is. This is the deck I was testing for TCG. Obviously it's like with unreleased cards because it's just what I want to use in the future. But the thing I don't like about Maliss, it's like they limited Dormouse, they limited Gold Shark, and they limited the field spell. Out of all of those limits, only the field spell matters because it means that what's her name? That just means Red Ransom can't search the field spell for follow-up. So that means on top of all their horseshit extenders when they're doing their effects on your turn, that just means that they won't have one extender going into their turn 3, which I guess is an okay hit, but it still doesn't change anything. I think if they wanted to do real hits to this deck, they should ban that Link Decoder, and Splash Mage. I honestly think you could even ban White Binder and the deck still functions, or like ban GWC to get rid of some of their nonsense. Or even just limit Marcher, because there are times they have to banish it to get stuff back. Or even just ban this, because I'm tired of them drawing 2 in their combo. And it's also an extender. Like, I think a Cheshire Cat would be a really good ban, but you know, that's just me and my dreams. But either way, we're on my turn. As you can see, for some reason there's a terahertz on board. There's this transcode talker pointing to nothing for some reason. I don't know what he's doing. And there's just 4 back row. I don't have a back row wipe, but we're just gonna continue. And he sends this. I activate this. Does he droll me? Oh, no droll. Okay, he tries to negate engage. Now, I'm not sure I agree with this. I would probably wait for like a engage with what do you call it, 3 spells engrave, but you know, everyone's different. And I chain link it because I don't want it getting banished. Now, it's important to do it in this order because if I did on droplet first, I wouldn't have another card to send with droplet. So he chains his D-Save Worm and I get to send all 3 twos to the grave. And I'm not sure what he's doing here. I guess he doesn't realize what's in his extra and he doesn't realize that he can only make like access code talker here, but you know, I guess this is just an example of an opponent throwing. It's probably not a good game to go over the more I think about it. As you can see, I draw 2. I pretty much almost always draw 2. There are times where I'm tempted to look at someone's hand. And I pop a oh, it wasn't random, I knew where GWC was. So, I do this, I swing over that. Now, he has 4 cards, I only knew where GWC was. So it's very likely one of these is called by, but I wanted to bait it out, so I do this, and there is the call by, so that's less guesswork on the back row. And now I go for this, I do that, and I get lucky and I get an engage off the top. Engage for linkage, I get desires. I was trying to think, was everything important out of my deck? Well, almost everything important. Now it's very unfortunate I drew the Ray and I banished the Rose because my plan was to send this with area 0, you know, and then get a summon out the deck, but you know, couldn't unfortunately. Now I go to end the main phase. Now what I meant to do here was steal the White Rabbit. Actually no, I didn't mean to do that. Like I just should have not used the Widow here because like I forgot the non-target thing, so that is a misplay. But you know, it doesn't really matter. I was gonna wind up taking something anyway, and then just sending it for this. But either way, I send the hair and I put the Widow back. And I'm very lucky to be in this situation where I have the Iron Wall. Now, I don't remember if he even has MTP, but I flip it here because, the reason I flip it here is because if he has MTP, and he like tries to banish something, I could just chain the Super Poly Summon Garura, then he doesn't have a Maliss link to banish something. And I flip the Iron Wall like a good Floodgate player. He has the Impulse, I steal his White Binder, and he just concedes because there's a Floodgate. Now I'll be honest, that guy, he misplayed a lot, probably made too many mistakes for that to be a good upload. So I wouldn't upload that in a video. Like I at least try to upload games where the opponents do most of their things right. But I'll go over this one next. I think this is a Blue Eyes game. Alright. As you can see, I selected going second. This probably isn't good to go over looking at my hand, because this guy is probably like some insane clown if I have Super Poly in hand. Yeah, I probably know what I was. Oh my god, he even ditched Max C. Like, I was probably thinking, oh wow, I beat this insane board of Cypher and what is it even called? The new synchro? this one, Ultimate Spirit Dragon. But either way, he has a Veiler in hand. Goes Spirit Dragon, summons a Blue Eyes. Now I personally don't think the double level 12 dragon is a good board. Like if I was playing this deck, I would be going for the Croc that draws one, the level 9, then I'd make the Barone for 10, then I'd just like sit on Drill Beam. But or either that or Spheres, because like I really just don't like this. Like sure, it wins games, but it's so bad into Nib, it's so bad into pretty much every hand trap. But you know, people just wanna, I guess, do their cool dragon boards. And he's even playing this for some reason. Oh, this guy's going all in. He's summoning another Spirit Dragon. Now, okay, now I remember why I saved this. It's because you actually do have to make a choice here. Now, as you can see, he has Ultimate Spirit, Cypher, and Spirit. The thing is, if I were to start with Super Poly, I can't Lightning Storm the back row. So, like you could argue I could Super Poly ditch the Lightning Storm because I'm not going to use it anyway. But I think in situations like this, like I know he has a Veiler in hand, he pitched a Max C, so he probably has another Max C. So, even though I could clear a lot of this, I was thinking that it's still a bad situation. And the only way you win bad situations like this is by getting greedy. So, I have to put my... So, like for this situation, I went into the mind of the opponent. And for someone who summons a bunch of big dragons, he's probably thinking his big dragons have these effects that are going to protect his board. So I start off with the lightning... I start off with the upstart. Then I Lightning Storm, because I just know he's not going to chain this. He doesn't have the... what do you call it? The awareness to think that someone could chain Droplet. And he doesn't chain the Ultimate Spirit. Like if someone sends you first, they're playing Lightning Storm, they're playing Upstart, there's a good chance they have Droplet too. And he doesn't have the, you know, awareness to do that. So I get lucky here, it goes through, and I chain Super Poly. Now, obviously this has to go, or the Lightning Storm's not going to do anything. And if I get rid of this, when that gets popped, the back row wipes, and then the Spirit Dragon can stop this in the grave. And I don't want to chain my call by because I need that for the Max C that's probably in his hand. So I continue. Alright, I get rid of those two for a Gadara. Get rid of his back row, wipes his board, go for multi-roll, and he tries to Veiler. Now, this is the opponent trying to get cute after getting outplayed. He really thinks that I don't know, he has a Max C in hand after he pitched it turn 1. And he tries to like Veiler my Ray or something. Like, what are you doing? So I don't chain because I'm just better than that. Like he could also have Gamma actually. And I normal link into Kagari. Now normally I would like battle phase, Hayate, send engage, and then take it, but I only run one Shark Cannon, and when you're playing against Blue Eyes, after they use this, they usually only run one, and it's their only way to get banished Blue Eyes back. So I add the Shark Cannon back to banish a Blue Eyes. He Max sees me, but I skillfully drew Call By. Now, I don't think it matters that I drew Call By, it just like lets me win harder, cause I would just send the Garura with multi-roll, banishes Blue Eyes, and then on his turn banishes other Blue Eyes. So, like I'm not playing into that Max C ever. So honestly, I could have actually just saved the Call By the more I think about it. But I wanted the Widow Engrave in case something weird happens, like he draws into a barrel and starts banishing my multi-roll, because that would be annoying. I send the Garura, draw a card. I draw Iron Wall, which is kind of nice, because now I have the infinite grind game with multi-roll. Banish the Blue Eyes, end phase, reset the thing, what's it called, Shark Cannon. And then I go Chainlink 1 Iron Wall, Chainlink 2 banish the Blue Eyes, and this way the Shark Cannon goes to grave and he concedes. But yeah. I'm not sure if that's a good game, but that's how I was thinking about how that game played out. I guess I'll go over this Ryzeal game. There was probably another Ryzeal game I should go over as well. Like, I would gladly queue into Ryzeal all day, but like I would actually just gladly queue into Ryzeal all day. The games are fast. It's an easy matchup. He starts off with Zoroa. Now usually when I see this Magista stuff, they're going for Ouroboros. Now this guy, he doesn't like care in the slightest. He's just going all in on playing into Nib. He doesn't care about what's it called? What's the field spell called? Cross? Yeah, this guy, he's just a clown. He's going straight for Ouroboros, not playing into the field. Like, and that's the thing. When people play cards like Ouroboros, it just lets you play like a complete moron and get away with stuff. Like I don't know. I don't mean to be toxic or anything, but toxicity builds character is what they say. Because like he's just getting away with murder here. Luckily he didn't hit both of my back row wipes. Like the thing is with these people that just play Ouroboros, they usually just do this nonsense. Like even against Striker, the Baguska Star Liege is better because you can't target it and it's kind of annoying to out. You have to like go into Shizuku and then attack over something and steal it with Widow. And like if they have Max C, they get a bunch of extra draws. But either way, I get rid of his field spell, and I think once you get rid of the field spell against Ryzeal, you often just win. And this is negated. He doesn't have the aggregator underneath, so I don't have to worry about multi-roll being negated. I do that, run his guy over, send the Ouroboros, go to Shizuku, and set some card, or a card rather. And I keep that for the follow-up on the next turn. Like Ryzeal games are just so simple. It's kind of awkward to talk about them, because at least for me it feels so straightforward. Now I'm only Master 4, usually I rush this at the... What the heck is this? An eFootball avatar? I don't care. What do you even get? What is this nonsense? New cards available at the shop? I'm trying to record a video here. But anyway, I'm only Master 4. I usually try to rush this at the start of the month, but it's just too tiring playing against Maliss, so I'm just gonna do the rest after the update, I think. But I'm trying to think, is this a good game? I don't know. I don't really think I have any good Ryzeal games saved. They're usually just non-games, or at least the ones I have saved are non-games. This is probably the last one I'll go over for now. So this hand's pretty nice. Starts with that into ice, ice into sword, sword into ice. He goes Banshee. So he adds star, sets the field, activates the field, cross for Spenta, puts a card back, Spenta for Zoroa, I think? No, Crowley, I forgot he normaled. Crowley for duo. Like he could have gotten him there, but I don't know, he probably has enough gas to keep playing through it. X for node. Node for that. Now, this is another Ouroboros game, right? I really wish this card was banned. Now, he rips the Desires, that's like ripping 2 cards. He adds plugin and... What did he add? Plugin and sword, and he summoned the sword. And he ripped the call by now. I would have personally preferred he ripped Droplet, but you know, Can't always get lucky. Because I was thinking like if he gets max C, it's gonna really hurt my ability to play without that call by. But I get lucky in top deck Duster, and he does his nonsense. I chained Droplet to his Detonator. I search Ray. I search Widow. Now, I'm not putting anything on board until this aggregator is off from Detonator because I don't want my multi-roll getting negated because I need that for follow-up onto his turn, but he just scoops. Like, I think that people who play this Ouroboros version are just clowns, honestly. It's like, it's just annoying, it's bad, and it's like hoping to get lucky. I don't know. That's probably all for now. All the other replays I have are probably expired because I haven't played in a few days. But this is what I was using, I think. I really don't like running Super Poly. At least without the new support, like the what's it called? What's that one? The new quick play Radiant Storm Vision. Because I feel like if you draw extra Super Polys, it's a lot better to discard one. But I feel like this is one of the only good board breakers against Maliss if you run this or the one Predaplant. And honestly, I hate running Iron Wall. The card is like so bad into so many matchups, but it's the only way you beat Maliss without them being like extremely bad at the game. Like I'd rather be on Raigekis instead of these, and I'd rather have like another Upstart, another Thrust, and Black Goat there, and I'd want the second Hayate, but like I lose so many games against other decks because I have Iron Wall when it could be a good card against another deck, but I'm like crippled because I have to run these things to not auto lose to Maliss. And this was another list I stole from Twitter. It's like what's his name? Sky Striker 2025. He got like I think 40th place at the current YCS playing the new cards. This is the list he got Master 1 with. I did play this list. I think it's probably better than trying to go second in this meta. But as you can see, there's no multi-roll. There's like a lot of stuff that I'm used to playing that's not in here, like Kaina. And it's really hard for me to get used to this playstyle. Like, I don't think this deck is bad. Like, I actually did climb a few games with this, or a few ranks rather. It's a good list, but it's a playstyle that is so foreign to me. Like, it's not even bad, it's just that it's a playstyle I don't like, so I don't enjoy it. The games aren't good. It's like you go first, you set some Solemns, you flip them when the opponent tries to play, and then like they just stops their turn. It takes away from the fun for me, but this is definitely stronger than the blind second version currently, which is unfortunate. But I hope that those games were useful. Should I even be looking at this? Like, I don't think Buguska should have been banned. Like, the card is a floodgate, and they should ban floodgates, but I would have rather seen them hit Ryzeal instead of just hitting this. Because this is like what I call a scapegoat hit. There are a bunch of other cards you could hit. Like, I would have rather seen Ouroboros hit. I would have rather seen... what else? I don't know, maybe like a limit or a semi on some of the Ryzeal names, but I guess they're in the shop. Now, this doesn't matter. Like, sure, it's one less starter, but it shouldn't even be at 2 in the first place. This doesn't matter, they have a bunch of ways to get to it. Like, you could just do the combo, starting with other names like White Rabbit, or do something with like March Hare and backup adding Mister. This kinda matters, but it's still not enough. And none of this matters. Actually, this matters because I hate playing against this deck. This is another deck I really don't like existing in best of 1. Like, they didn't even put it to 2, they put it to 3, which is ridiculous. Honestly, I really don't enjoy playing this game anymore. Probably until the new striker support comes, but you know, might as well play for now. Hope they do real hits next time, but yeah. I hope this video was helpful for the person who asked about doing commentary on some games, and thanks for watching.